welcome to How to Fix It. If you aren't aware, I'm a big fan of a little sci-fi comedy from the UK called Red Dwarf. To date, it has had 10 seasons and survived cast changes, cancellation, and downright terrible episodes. But I'm not here to talk about Red Dwarf. At least not the one I'd prefer to talk about. Red Dwarf, like many shows, was a victim of American executives wanting to cash in on a popular series. At the time, Red Dwarf was in its 4th season, and they decided to bring the show to America, but remaking it with almost entirely American actors save for 2. They attempted to get the original cast, and Chris Berry, who played Rimmer, was approached, but he declined because he didn't want to get tied up in the event that the show got picked up. The show had only one original Red Dwarf cast member, and that was Robert Llewellyn, who plays Crichton, and even he couldn't save it. So, let's get into it and talk about Red Dwarf USA. Okay, so Red Dwarf USA was basically the pilot of Red Dwarf, but done really, really badly. It would be like trying to redo 2001: A Space Odyssey in a garage with your grandfather's video camera that still uses videotapes. Actually, I think that would probably be better. Now, I know the quality is crap because of the fact that it never aired on TV, but still, I don't think it would have looked all that good to begin with. Red Dwarf's main cast is Dave Lister, played by Craig Charles in the original version, and Craig Bierko in the American version. He's the everyman slob who just lazes around and generally has a good time. His bunkmate is Arnold J. Rimmer, played by Chris Berry in the British version, and Chris Eichman in the American version. A neurotic jerk with military aspirations, despite him being an utter incompetent, and the second lowest ranking officer on the ship. The only one lower than him being Lister. Holly is the ship's computer with an IQ of 6,000.
The same IQ as 6,000 PE teachers.
He was played by Norman Lovett and Hattie Hayridge in the original, and Jane Leaves in the American version. Crichton is a service mechanoid, played by Robert Llewellyn in both versions. He's a robot and dedicated to serving humanity and cleaning things. And then the final cast member is The Cat, played by Danny John Jules in the original, and Hinton Battle in the American version, who is a being that evolved from a regular house cat that Lister smuggled aboard. If you've seen the pilot of Red Dwarf, this is pretty much the same thing, but with subtle differences here and there. The captain isn't Frank Hollister, but the female Captain Tao. Crichton is assigned to the ship, and Lister and Kochanski dated briefly, but she breaks up with him, which would later be retconned into the original Red Dwarf. Rimmer is still Rimmer, but the actor can't do it as well as Chris Berry. Lister smuggles aboard a pregnant cat, and refuses to let the labs run tests on it because they'd kill the cat, so he forfeits his wages and goes into stasis, which is what they do for low-level offenses. Rimmer later misrepairs a drive plate, and 3 million years later, Lister is awakened as the last human alive since that misrepaired drive plate ended up releasing a cadmium-2 leak that killed the entire crew. The only real difference from this and the original is that Crichton was assigned to the ship, and he's the one who sealed Lister's cat in the hold, as opposed to Lister doing it himself. Lister resurrects Rimmer as a hologram, and they discover the cat, and they return to the drive room with enough time to intercept a message from the future, where they've either found or resurrected Kochanski, but before they can finish the message, they fade out. And that's about all that happens. Well, it's Red Dwarf, so the concept was totally there. Robert Llewellyn is easily the best part. The issues it has are more based in that it's an American trying to capture the essence of a wholly British show. It's got the same personalities for the characters, but they're sort of warped because it's not the same show. Lister is still a dumb slob, Rimmer is still an uptight git, Crichton is still a neurotic mechanoid, Holly is still computer senile, and the cat is still the cat. And Hinton Battle's portrayal of the cat is the second best part, because he captures what Danny John Jules had, as they were both professional dancers, and that factored into both their performances. But that's about it. Well, to put it bluntly, this pilot sucked. Nothing in it worked. Lister is a dumb slob, but at least the British version didn't make him out to be a complete idiot. The biggest difference is the Everybody's Dead Dave scene.
Ollie, where is everyone?
There was an accident, Dave. A radiation leak. The entire crew was subjected to a lethal dose of cadmium-2.
Is everyone okay?
Everybody's dead, Dave. That's what lethal means.
He's dead, Dave. Everybody is dead. Everybody is dead, Dave.
Wait. Are you trying to tell me everybody's dead?
Another issue is that you can just air the actual show in America, and it would be 1,000,000 times better. Remaking a show that at the time was still airing is ridiculous, since it's not like the 1996 Doctor Who movie, where at the time, Doctor Who had been off the air for a while. Red Dwarf was just between Series 4 and 5, which were only aired a year apart from each other. And the actors really weren't suited for their parts, aside from Hinton Battle and Robert Llewellyn, obviously, since he played the same part in the original. Well, there was a second attempt at a pilot that tried to fix the issues I talked about. But they just created more issues, since they changed the cat into a woman, played by future Star Trek Deep Space Nine and Becker star Terry Farrell, which wasn't bad, since it gave the cast another female character. But it led to the cast of the British version nicknaming this White Dwarf, because without Hinton Battle, the entire cast was white. And they turned the cat into a warrior, which wasn't with his original portrayal at all. And really, the way to fix this is air the original show in America! At this point, they had series 1 through 4. That's enough to air for a while. Stop remaking British shows in America! It doesn't work! And that was Red Dwarf USA, the attempt to take a good show in the UK and turn it into a good show in the USA. That turned out really badly, like all American remakes save for maybe The Office. Anyway, that's all the time we have for today. If you'd like to see more How to Fix It, you can hit the subscribe button down there. And if you like, you can also leave a comment in the box below. If you like this video, share it to your friends and share it around. See you next time.